This is October 14th, 2020, and it is 6:54 p.m. In accordance with Governor Abbott's declaration of the COVID-19 public health threat and action to temporarily suspend certain provisions of the Texas Open Meeting Act, a quorum of the District Board of Trustees will hold this public hearing of video conferencing or teleconference. The public will have the option to attend and participate in the public hearing remotely by video conferencing or by teleconference. On March 16th, 2020, Governor Greg Abbott granted a request by Governor General Ken Paxton to temporarily suspend a limited number of open meetings, laws to the extent necessary to allow telephonic or video conference meeting in response to the coronavirus COVID-19. In accordance with those suspended rules, we certify the following. Notice of this meeting has been posted online for at least 72 hours. Although members of the board are not gathered in a central physical location, we do have a quorum in attendance at this meeting by video conference or telephone call. We are meeting by use of Cisco WebEx, a software application which allows two-way communication for members of the public. As we would in any in-person meetings, members of the public will follow the instructions on the meeting notice for registering to speak. During the public comment portion will be unmuted for 5 minutes to speak. All other meeting procedures with the entire board adopted procedures to the extent practical. An audio recording of this meeting is being made and will be available to the public at a later date. This software application allows up to 1,000 people to view and interact at a time. We apologize in advance for any unforeseeable difficulties and ask for your patience as we navigate unprecedented conditions. If you have questions about the suspended laws, please call the office of the Attorney General at 888-672-6787 or by email at toa@oag.texas.gov. This is. Do I call roll now? Board members, as I call your name, please verify by saying aye. Jerry Zamora. I know he called me saying he's not feeling well, so he will not be attending. Veronica Mendoza. Petra Ramirez. Thank you. Patricio Caño Olivares. Charlie Garcia. Here. Thank you. Patty, was that you? Yes. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Dr. Sonia Trevino. And myself, Minnie Rogers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in attendance. Betty Mendoza. I don't know. Okay. Thank you. Dr. Pettis was this hearing publicly posted?
Yes, ma'am. The notice for this public hearing was posted on October 9th, 2020 by 7 p.m. And thank you.
Thank you. Who's the presenter?
We have Ms. Romanda Boyce, and she is presenting for the public hearing on the financial integrity rating system of Texas and to discuss the Mission CIC state financial accountability rating and With this in mind, remember that the rating is for the 2018-2019 school year because it runs behind for 2 years. Ms. Ruiz.
Thank you. Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Madam Superintendent, members of the audience. Welcome to this public hearing. Senate Bill 218 of the 77th legislative session in 2001 authorized the implementation of a financial accountability rating system referred to as FIRST. The district must announce and hold public meetings to distribute a financial management report that explains the district's rating and its performance under each of the indicators for the current and prior fiscal year. The report also must provide financial information with respect to disclosures by the superintendent and the board members as described in 19 Texas Administrative Code section 109.1005 B2. The objective and goals of FIRST is to assess the quality of the financial management, to publicly report this assessment, and to implement a rating system that fairly and equitably evaluates the quality of management decisions. The goals are to strengthen the fiscal accountability and facilitate effective and efficient use of resources. How the ratings are assessed is based upon 15 indicators, and failure to pass any of the 40 indicators will automatically result in an automatic failing grade to the district. So that would we would be using an F, which is another achievement. So indicator 1 discusses whether or not we submit our financial report to any agency or to the EA on a timely basis. Second indicator is not a modified opinion or material weaknesses are reported in the annual financial report. Indicator 3 is compliance with debt service payments, and indicator 4 is a commitment to government agencies. Indicator number 1, what's the complete annual financial report and data submitted to TPA within 30 days of the November 27 deadline for the school district? The answer is yes. The district received temp does not have a rating point assigned. So the answer is yes. So the report was filed on November 18, 2019. Second indicator to A, was there a modified opinion in the annual financial report and the financial statements as a whole? And the answer is yes. Did the district receive a modified or clean opinion? Indicator to B, the external independent auditor reported that the annual financial report was free of any instances of material weaknesses to internal controls or the financial reporting and compliance for local, state, or federal funds. The district responded yes. No material weaknesses in internal controls were reported. Indicator 3, was the school district in compliance with payment terms of all debt agreement with fiscal year end? And the answer was yes. Mission CAB met all of its bonded and indebtedness obligations. Indicator number 4, did the school district make timely payments to the teacher retirement system, Texas Workforce Commission, Internal Revenue Service, and other government agencies? The district responded yes. The district made timely payments to all agencies. Indicator 5 was the total unrestricted net decision balance in the government activities net decision greater than 0. TIA has suspended this indicator, and so there's no rating or there's no answer for this indicator. Indicator 6 was the number of days of cash on hand and current investments in the general fund for the school district sufficient to cover operating expenditures. We did get 10 points, the maximum points for this question. The district had 168 days of cash on hand at June 30th, 2019. This is an improvement over prior year. Was the indicator number 7, was the measure of current assets to current liabilities ratio for the school district sufficient to cover short-term debt? And once again, the district received 10 points. TEA standard for this rating is, for this indicator is anything greater or equal to 3.0, and the actual was 3.99. Indicator number 8 was the ratio of long-term liabilities to total assets for the school district sufficient to support long-term solvency. We received 10 points, the maximum. The standard for this indicator is anything less than or equal to 0.60, and the actual was 0.4. Indicator number 9, did the school district's general fund revenues equal or exceeded expenditures? Once again, we received the highest points for this indicator. The revenues exceeded expenditures by $7,998,360. Indicator number 10, was the debt service ratio, was the service coverage ratio sufficient to meet the required debt service? We did get 10 points. The standard is anything greater than or equal to 1.20, and the district's answer for this one is 2.36. Indicator number 11 was the school district's administrative cost ratio equal to or less than the threshold ratio, and we did receive 10 points. The standard is 8.55, and the actual was 7.56. Indicator number 12, did the school district not have a 15% decline in the student to staff ratio over 3 years? If the student enrollment did not decrease, the school district will automatically pass this indicator. Based on the information submitted through PEIMS, the student enrollment did decrease by 294 students, so the actual ratio is a negative 2.9. Indicator number 13, did the comparison of public education information management system data to like information in the school district's NEO financial report result in a total variance of less than 3% of all expenditures by function? We get 10 points. The variance that was reported was 0. School indicator 14, did the external independent auditor indicate the annual financial report was free of any instances of material noncompliance for grants, contracts, and laws related to local, state, or federal funds? And we received 10 points. The report was free of material noncompliance. Indicator 15, did the school district not receive an adjusted repayment schedule for more than one fiscal year for an overallocation of foundation school program as a result of a financial hardship? We did get 10 points. The district did not have a repayment schedule with TEA. This rating determination, in order to attain the A rating, we will need anywhere between 90 to 100 points, and then for B, 80 to 89. And so we're pleased to share with the board once again that the district did receive 100% or 100 points out of 100. And so we continue to receive superior rating. Thank you, Madam Superintendent. The
Very
superintendent.
good.
Thank you. The disclosure that is required in this first public hearing is the contract for the current superintendent, and that was attached to the management book and subsequent amendments to the employment contract. Disclosure 2 was any reimbursements received by the superintendent and board members for fiscal year 2019, and that is there for your information. Total reimbursements for superintendent, interim superintendent that serve a couple of months during this fiscal year, and the 7 board members is $46,886.96. Disclosure 3, any outside compensation and or fees received by the superintendent for professional consulting and or other personal services in fiscal year 2019. We do not have any amounts reported for this disclosure. Disclosure number 4 is gifts received by the executive officers and board members and first degree relatives in fiscal year 2019. Once again, we do not have any amounts reported here. Disclosure number 5 is the business transactions between school district and board member for fiscal year 2019. We do not have any amounts reported. And this is just to give the board and our public, the district, since the implementation of this program back in 2001, 2002, the district has been able to maintain the highest rating every single year for the last 18 years. So I'm pleased and excited to share this great news with you and with the public. And this concludes the public hearing, unless there's any questions or comments.
I have one
Thank you.
comment. I just want to say good job, Mr. Meek. Good job, Dr. Perez. It's great that you guys are continuing the effort to keep this. Good job on my part.
Yes. And I'd like to also give kudos to the staff, because it takes total team effort to continue to not only maintain, but continue to excel in the processes and procedures. Because even though the district has had 18 years of superior rating, the first instrument continues to change, and the requirements continue to get more stringent. And also, one of the things that I also want to congratulate the staff is that, as Ms. Ruiz mentioned, cash at hand also increased from the previous year to the following year, which was 2018, 2019. And one of the things that Ms. Ruiz was very concerned at the beginning was because of student attendance, student enrollment, and so forth. So one of the things that we did was really cinch the belt and make sure that we set what we were going to do in terms of the different studies and so forth, so that we would be able to have that cash at hand when circumstances arrived. And at the same time, be able to fulfill our promise to provide our staff with market value salaries and get as close to the market as possible. And with our teaching staff, not only did we get near, but we exceeded market value this year. So again, kudos to the staff. I know it was a total team effort. However, you know, it's not about maintaining, but exceeding, because the first rating continues to get more stringent. So Ms. Reese and the whole staff, thank you for all that you do. Even the staff at the campuses, at the different departments, with POs, everything, contracts, everything contributes to this rating. So again, but we know that this is a huge project for our finance, accounting, and payroll department as well. So thank you for a job well done.
Madam President, before I conclude the public hearing, I would like to take a minute to acknowledge all of the finance staff, my administrators, starting with Ms. Ana Zuniga, Director for Finance Department, Purchasing Coordinator, Mr. Roosevelt Rios. I also have Mr. Hiram Burgett, Coordinator for Payroll Department. We have now Director of Payroll, Ms. Sylvia Cruz. Also, I have Jorge Cavazos. During that fiscal year, he was under the finance division leadership, and he was critical in ensuring that all of the PIMS information was submitted. And through his feedback, we've been able to submit a clean file to the agency that pretty much uses all of that information to determine their rating. And last but not least, Ms. McGee, Rebecca McGee, the district's internal auditor. She's been instrumental in leading us in the audit, and we work with her every single day. Even though she doesn't belong to finance, we do have a working relationship with her where the checks and balances are in place in our area. And so I wanted to acknowledge all of that team. And I'm leaving Noe Peña. He was under our division as well. And nowadays, you know, auditors are looking at what are your technology internal controls. And so the audit firm, our auditors have been, before they start doing anything, that's one of the first questionnaires that they send to the district, just to make sure what our internal controls look like. So just to reiterate what Dr. Perez just said right now, it's a total team effort. And I'm very pleased to work with fine individuals that make all of this happen.
Well, thank you to all of them.
Thank you, ma'am. This concludes the hearing.
And it is 7:12. Are we going to the other meeting, Dr. Sonia, I want you to lead us in the pledge, por favor.